Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to my YouTube channel Physics and Achal. Okay, so we are actually discussing about the lesson light reflection and refraction, right? Till now, I actually solved lots of problems regarding reflection, okay, and some refractions too. By the way, we have not actually solved some problems regarding actually refractive index, okay. So in this class, I am going to solve actually regarding that refractive index concept, okay, and some problem relating to that lenses too, okay. So we're actually mainly going to discuss all these things, and those questions that we're actually going to discuss is mainly very much important for your board exam, that is your 2022 board exam. So from today or from now, we have to actually prepare for that, right? So we can't prepare in one night. That means what? We are going to prepare for the whole year, right? So just be with that video, okay, and just be with me. Along with me, you just try to solve by yourself too, okay. So let's do this class. By the way, this is the time to solve actually our today's problems, okay. So we will start from our first problem, okay. This is our first problem, which is actually saying that the refractive index, that means the refractive index is actually given, of diamond is 2.42, okay. So we will actually write it down, and we will actually represent the refractive index by small m. And what is the product of that? ND. That means the refractive index of diamond is 2.42. This one is actually given. And what is actually extra thing is given? The speed of light in air, 3 into 10 to the power 8. And it is actually represented by small c. Write it down. 3 into 10 to the power 8. Again, second thing is actually given right now. What we have to actually calculate that? We have to calculate the speed of light. Okay, speed of light in diamond. That means we have to calculate the value of that velocity of light in this medium when it will enter that diamond actually surface, or the diamond reference frame, or what we can say the diamond actually surface. What is going to be its velocity? Okay, what is the value of that velocity is going to be when it will enter that medium of that diamond, right? So simple thing and simple question. How will we solve that? We have a formula that refractive index n equal to what? Velocity of light in air, that is represented by c, but velocity of light in that medium. Here, what is the refractive index of that medium is? That is represented by small nd. So we will represent nd equal to the value of velocity of light in air is c, and we will actually represent the velocity of light in diamond by vd. Okay, and we have to calculate the vd. So just change the positions from here to here. So what is going to be there? Vd equal to c by nd. Now actually put the values. What are the values and what is the value is going to be? Let's put it down. C is given as 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Simple, right now? And what is the value of nd? 2.42. Okay, so it is given by 3 by 2.42 into 3, sorry, not 3, into 10 to the power 8, right? If you solve this whole part, what is going to be there? It is going to be almost 1.24, okay, into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Okay, meter per second. Again, it is given as meter per second. So we have actually solved the first problem. It is quite simple. Okay, the refractive index is actually given of the medium diamond, and the velocity of light in air, it is quite constant, right? We know that the velocity of light in vacuum or air is always constant, 3 into 10 to the power 8. By the way, never get confused about the vacuum and air. See, vacuum is completely particle-less, that is, nothing is there. That's why it is known as vacuum. But we consider that the velocity of light in air is comparatively equal to that of the actually vacuum. But that practically, it is not that much equal, because in case of air, what actually happens? There are lots of particles are actually floating in air, right? Lots of gas particles, molecules, lots of things are there. Dust particles are also there. So what actually happens when the light actually travels through air, it automatically actually slows down, okay? But here, for only our theoretical purpose or for our convenience, to solve some problems, we actually consider the velocity of light in air also as 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So I should actually write it down here, the unit. It is nothing but the meter per second. Okay, this is the main solving problem of our first solvation of the first problem. Okay, now we'll move to our next question or next problem. Okay, What is our next question is actually saying that velocity of light, okay, velocity of light in water is 3 by 4 times or the 3/4 time the velocity of light in vacuum. Okay, find the refractive index of the water. We have to find the refractive index of water. Okay, and here the velocities are already that they are not actually directly given. Okay, velocity is not actually directly given. It is given in some kind of actually comparison type. Okay, so what is the ratio is actually given that the velocity of light in water, okay, is 3 by 4 times the velocity of light in vacuum. We got that. So first we'll actually write it down, the given terms, or we just know that what is going to know, right? We know that C is equal to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per what? Second. You got that? Now, what is really given the velocity of light in water? We will actually represent that by velocity water. That means by velocity of light in water. How much is given? 3 by 4 times of velocity of light in vacuum. That is 3 by 4 C. C is actually represented by velocity of light, right, in vacuum, right? C is represented by actually velocity of light in vacuum. So now we'll actually use the relation of the refractive index. We need to find out the refractive index of water, and it is represented by NW. Okay, W for water, N suffix W, W for water. Since it is the absolute refractive index, so we can actually write NW. Okay, if it was the relative refractive index, we have to write the medium based on which or with respect to which we have to find the refractive index of that medium, right? Since here the first medium is or the depending medium is air, so you should always write this NW, and that is because it is the absolute refractive index. So don't get confused about that. Simple concept is there. So what is the actually formula? Velocity of light in vacuum by velocity of light in water. Again, C is there, right? And the velocity of light in water you have got 3 by 4 C. Okay, cancel out CC. What is going to be only 4 by 3. Okay, if you solve it, 1.33. Okay, this is the refractive index of the water. Simple question. Now we move towards our next question. In this question, what this question is actually saying that the absolute refractive index, that means absolute refractive index is given. That means one medium is going to be the required medium and another medium is going to be the common medium, that is nothing but the air medium, right? So the absolute refractive index of glass and water is actually given by 3 by 2 and 4 by 3. Clear? So one actually important thing is given that if the speed of light in glass, okay, it is given 2 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Now we have to actually find out the or calculate the value of C in vacuum. That means velocity of light in vacuum and water. Okay, nothing actually is completed here. We just have to use the relations. First we'll let it down. What the things are actually given. Absolute refractive index is given of glass and water will represent it by NG. NG is given as 3 by 2, and whereas N water, that means NW, refractive index of water is actually given as 4 by 3, right? Again, velocity of light in glass, that means we could write VG, that means velocity of light in glass medium. It is actually given as 2 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Okay, it is actually given as that. So now we will use the relations first in case of the water. So okay, first we'll use in case of water, that is actually given as the NG will be C by Vg, right or wrong? C by Vg. So we need to find out the C, right? So what will you do? We will actually write C equal to Ng into Vg. Simple, right or wrong? We just did some cross multiplication. So put the values down. Ng is given as 3 by 2, okay, into Vg. Vg is given as 2 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Cancel out 2 and 2. What is going to be there? 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. And this is the velocity of light in air. And we also know that this is the velocity of light in water. We will actually solve in the case of the vacuum. Now we have to solve the velocity of light in water. Again, we are going to use one more relation. Okay, we know that. What do you know? What we know? We know everything. NW is equal to C by VW. Here you have to calculate what? You have to actually calculate the VW here. Okay. So VW is equal to C by NW. Right or wrong? Obviously right, sir. So now we'll put down the values. We have got that value of C as 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. And what is that about NW? It is actually given as how much? You have to check it, right? What is actually given? 4 by 3. So we'll write it down 4 by 3. Okay. So 3 into, okay, 3 by 4 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So what is going to be 9 by 4 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Right or wrong? So if you solve it part of this part, if you're going to solve this, you are going to get, you are going to get almost 2.25 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. And this is the actually velocity of light in water. Again, we have solved one more problem. These are quite simple problem. Okay. Now we'll move towards one actually problem regarding that lens medium. Okay. Quite simple one. Quite simple one. This is the next problem. You have to check what is actually given here. Okay. What this problem is actually saying that an object is placed at a certain distance from a convex lens. One main importance is actually given. The lens type is actually given, right? Once the convex lens is given and it is given a focal length. Once the lens becomes focal length, we know that focal length in case of convex lens is always positive. One information we have got, it is given as 0.20 meter. Now, what is really saying that find the distance of the object of the image is magnified 4 times. That means we have to find out the distance of the object, okay, of the image. Okay, that means if the image is formed with a magnification 4 times, we have to find out the object distance. Okay, distance of the object we have to find out. That is, we have to find out u, value of u, right? Okay, so the image is magnified 4 times. But here some conditions are there. Though we have got that lens is what lens? Convex lens. And we know that convex lens can form both the real and virtual image. When we will put the object in case of convex lens between O and F1, the image become what? Virtual one. In the rest other 5 cases, it is become real and actually inverted one. So we have to find out the object distance both the in case of real and virtual world, right? Or virtual image when it forms a virtual image. First we will consider the real image. Okay, you have considered that as a case 1. Okay, when the image will form as the real image. Okay, so for that we will write down some values. Okay, focal length will be what? It will be 0.20. Actually meter. It's given as that. And if the image is real image, magnification is going to be what? Positive or negative? Obviously negative. So m is going to be -4. And we know one formula for magnification, that is nothing but what? P by u equal to -4. From this relation, what you can write? P is equal to -4 of u. Now we will use lens formula. From lens formula, what you can write? We will write down 1 by v minus 1 by u equal to 1 by f. Simple one. Now just put down the values. Okay, we have got the value of vs we have done the -4u by 1 by u equal to 1 by f. So if you solve 1 by f equal to -5 by 4u. Okay, actually got that. Now we will actually put down the values. We have got 1 by f equal to how much? 0.20 equal to -5 by 4u. We have to find out the u and just cross multiply it. You are going to get u equal to -5 by 4 into 0.20, right? So if you just cut it down by 4, you are going to get 0.05. And if you further solve it, you are going to get -0.20 0.25 meter. That means you have got the object distance for real images minus 0.25 meter. If you write down for real image, okay, the object distance, okay, object distance is how much? Minus 0.25 meter. Now we will move to our next condition. Now, what is going to be the second case? For Farswell image. Okay, for Farswell image. This is the Farswell image case. For Farswell image condition, okay, the magnification is always what? Positive. That is positive 4. Now we have got the relation of m as v by u equal to plus 4. Though that plus sign is not needed, if you don't want to give, it's also be okay. So v equal to what? 4u. Simple. Again we will use the Lenz formula. Okay, Lenz formula. What is going to be there? 1 by v minus 1 by u equal to 1 by f. Just put down the values 1 by 4u minus 1 by u. Okay, equal to 1 by f, right? So we can actually solve it. This part 1 by f is equal to 4u minus what is going to be there? 3, right? Now, so if you solve this part, f is going to be how much? Minus 4u by 3. So you need u. So u equal will be minus 3 by 4 into f, right? So I'll just write this down here. Minus 3 by 4 into 0.20. If you solve this part, we are going to get 0.05. That means you are going to get u equal to minus 0.15 meter. Right or wrong? So what you can write? We can actually write that for Farswell image, okay, for Farswell image, the object distance is at how much? Minus 0.15 meter. Simple question. Okay. See, basically, whenever the Farswell image is actually given, what we can actually say that the magnification become what? Positive. Again, magnification, if the magnification is positive, this relation is going to be what? There will be no negative sign. Okay. And from this relation, what we can actually say that the object distance or image distance is going to be the twice of that distance, or sorry, not twice, it is the 4 times distance of the object distance. That's why it is given as a 4u. So again, we have to find out the actually what? Object distance. Here, you have to actually, since the magnification is going to be positive, so here all the relations will be positive, and by using that Lenz formula, we can also solve the required part. We needed to actually find out the object distance, okay, from the lens. Okay, here, since the convex lens form always the Farswell image, so you have to say consider both the cases. If you only solve by considering only one condition, this is a real condition, it is not going to work actually, okay. Since it can form both the image, that is Farswell and real world, so that's why you have to solve this like this, okay. But if it is in case of a concave lens, it is not going to be like that. You have to only solve for the actually Farswell image, because concave lens always from the Farswell image. So this is the fact, right? Now we will actually move towards our next question. This question is actually quite simple, okay. If you just use your concepts, you are going to solve it by easily method. Actually, it is given that we have to write down the refractive index of water with respect to air. It is going to be NW. It is given as 4 by 3, right? Again, it is given as NG. That is actually given as 3 by 2. Okay. We have to now find out the refractive index of glass with respect to what? Water. Right? So we got in our actually class 10 book that N21. That means what? We have to find out the refractive index of 2 with respect to medium 1. So what we can actually write here, we have to find out the refractive index of glass. So NG, okay, with respect to medium what? Water. So it is like that. So what is going to be there? There is a formula to actually find out, that is nothing but the Ng by N water. Okay, whenever two actually refractive index is given, or two mediums refractive index is actually given, whenever we have to find out the refractive index of one medium with respect to that actually other medium that is given, we can actually use that relation. Okay, so put down the values. Ng is 3 by 2, and what is the Nw is given as 4 by 3. Now solve it. What is going to be there? 3 by 2 into 3 by 4. If you solve it, you are going to get 9 by 8. So here we have what we actually worry about, or actually very much attentive about, this formula. Okay, this is the main formula. Okay, this formula we have to actually very much careful about. Okay, because here what is that? It is a quite new formula to you. Okay, these are the actually absolute refractive indexes given. That means these refractive indexes are based on the air medium. Now we have to actually find out the refractive index of glass with respect to water. These refractive indexes are actually based on the medium air. Okay, using the refractive index, now we have to actually find out the refractive index of glass with respect to water, and it is actually represented by what? This kind of symbols, that is N suffix GW. It means that we have to find out the refractive index of glass with respect to water. It is like N21 or N12. That means it is N12 means we need to find out refractive index of medium 1 with respect to medium 2. Consider the medium 1 as glass or medium 2 as the water. And there we have got that velocity of light in medium 2 by velocity of light in medium 1. It is a relation of the velocities. But we have to find out the refractive index formula. Here what is going to happen? The first, where it is the first, we have to write down in the numerator. Okay, if the second suffix is going to be written in the denominator. Right now, just write down like that and put down the values, and you are going to get the answer. Simple thing. Just remember that formula. That is N12 is equal to N1 by N2. This is the main formula that you have to actually use to find out the refractive index. Where the absolute refractive index are actually given, then you have to, depending on that absolute refractive index, we can actually calculate the refractive index regarding the relative refractive index, right? This is N12 is nothing but what? Relative refractive index. Simple. This is the main formula that you actually use, and using that formula, you can actually solve this. Right now? Our next question is actually saying that find the time to cross the water by light ray if Nw is given as the refractive index of water is actually given as 4 by 3. Right now? So here what we actually check, that this is the air medium and this is also the air medium. Okay, this is the water medium. Okay, so the velocity of light in air will be same or constant here, and here also it will be constant. But once it actually enters this medium, that is water medium, its velocity is going to decrease, right? That means what? This medium, whenever the light have to travel this medium, that's water medium, is going to take what? Some different amount of time that it is going to need it in while traveling through air, right? Because water having what? High amount of density of particles compared to the air. That means what you can say simply without solving this question, once it actually reaches this boundary of water medium, what is going to happen? It is actually the velocity of actually light in water is going to decrease. It is simple fact, because what actually happens whenever it enters water, water is having high amount of density, right, compared to the air molecules, right now. So what is going to happen once you actually enters the traffic? What actually happens? Your velocity goes down, or you have to slow it down, right? So similar thing will happen in case of water particle. Once light enters the water medium, it have to slow down its speed. That means what is going to happen? To travel this distance, that is 6 meter distance is actually given, na? To travel this 6 meter of distance, air molecule or the velocity of light is going to take high amount of time. Okay, or the light is going to take high amount of time to actually cover this distance, right? So now we'll check. We have to also calculate the time, but before that we have to also calculate the distance. Okay, now the distance is actually given here, 6 meter. So we have a formula to calculate time is equal to distance by what? Speed, right or wrong? We have given the distance as the 6 meter. Now we have to actually find the speed of light in water. We have that, we can actually calculate that using that refraction formula. right? This is the refractive index formula. That is nothing but the NW is equal to what? C by V, sorry, it should be V water, right? So it will be V water. So we will do some cross multiplication. There will be C by NW. So C is, we know C, value of C is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, right now? What is the NW is also given? 4 by 3. So, okay. So what is going to be there? 9 by 4 into 10 to the power 8 meter per what? Second. We have got that. Right or wrong? Now you have to find the time. We will represent the time by T is equal to, what is the distance is given? 6 meter. Right now? And what is the, actually we have got the speed 9 by 4 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, right? So if you solve it, try to solve it, what is going to be there? 6 into 4 by 9 into 10 to the power minus 8 second, right? If you solve it, what is going to be there? 3 2 times, 3 3 times. That means 8 by 3 into 10 to the power minus 8 second. Okay. If you want to keep this like that, you can actually also keep it. But if you want to solve it a little bit, it's going to be that 2.67 into 10 to the power minus 8 second. Okay, this is going to be the answer. Okay, this is the way how you actually solve it. Okay, first you have to actually calculate the velocity of actually light in water. Okay, or you can say calculate the speed. Once we calculate the speed, actually, what is going to be there? We have to use this relation, that is time equal to distance by speed. Okay, this is our solving of this question. Now we'll move towards our, if you get, by the way, if you get any kind of difficulty in understanding this question, you can actually ask me, but it is quite simple question. Again, I'm just explaining this one. This medium is also air, right? And this is also air. Inside it is what? Water, right? So these two medium is different. The velocity of light in air is constant, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8. Once it actually enters this water medium, what is going to happen? Its velocity is going to decrease because water is having high amount of density. Simple fact. Right or wrong? Simple fact. So what is going to be there? We have to now calculate the time, okay, that required for that light to actually cross this water. So for that, first we have to calculate the velocity of water, that light in water. We have to actually calculate that 9 by 4 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, right? Then you have to actually use that relation, that is time equal to distance by speed. We have actually distance actually given, that is what? 6 meter, right or wrong? 6 meter distance is actually given. Right now, this is a 6 meter distance. Again, we have got this speed as 9 by 4 into 10 to the power minus 10 to the power actually 8 meter per second. If you solve this, what is going to happen? This is a 6 and 9 by 4 will be reversed when it is go upside direction. This is 4 by 9 and that is 3 10 to the power 8 is going to be 10 to the minus of 8. If you solve this, it is going to be what? 3 2 times and 3 3 times, that is going to be 4 into 2 8 and 3. Again, if you further solve it, we are going to get 2.67 into 10 to the power minus of 8 second. So this is that time, right? This is the 2.67 and this is the answer. Okay, this is solving of this answer. Now we'll move to our next question. By the way, this is our last question of today's actually problem solving video. Okay, this is a quite interesting one. Okay, and these kind of questions are quite necessary for your board exam, right? This is going to be in that like 2022. So you have to be prepared for that. So first we will actually check what is actually given here, right? We'll check that. It is actually given that the refractive index of glass, that is actually represented by Nz, that is actually nothing but 3 by 2. Now you may think, why only I have written that glass? Where is the other medium with respect to which we are actually getting that refractive index? Because here one information thing is given that air to glass is actually moved. That means what is going to happen with respect to what it is actually moving? It is air, so that is what? It is the absolute refractive index. So I will write it down in a bracket, absolute refractive index. Now this may be clear. Now what we have to actually calculate, that you have to calculate the percentage change. Okay, you have to actually calculate the percentage change in the value of speed when the light is going from air to glass. That means we first have to consider one fact, or we have to actually clear about that concept that whenever light, okay, consider this as a glass slab. Okay, it is air, right? So whenever light will travel from air to glass, what is going to actually happen? it will then get refracted, obvious fact. But what is along with that, what is actually going to happen? The velocity of light is going to decrease in case of the what? Glass, right now. So that means what? We have to actually find that percentage change in the speed. Okay, velocity is going to decrease means what? There is going to be change of speed, right? Or velocity, right? Now we have to actually calculate the percentage of change. Okay, percentage of change of the speed. So whenever we have to actually actually some percentage change, okay, we have to, that formula is going to be total change, okay, total change by the original value, okay, original value into 100 percentage. That means first we have to actually calculate how much the speed is going to change once it actually reaches that glass medium. After that, we can actually use that total original value. So again, we actually can actually calculate it. So before that, we have to actually find out the velocity of light in the actually what? Which medium? Glass medium. Again, we can use that using the refractive index formula, Ng equal to C by Vg. Right now. So put down the values. It is given as 3 by 2 equal to 3 into 10 to the power 8. We know the velocity of light in air, medium or vacuum. It is nothing but 3 into 10 to the power meter per second. Vg. Okay, we need to calculate the Vg. So what is going to be there? 3 into 10 to the power 8 by 3 by 2. If you count down this 3, you are going to get 2 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Okay, now we have actually solved the one portion, right? Now look closely. Now you have to actually change in speed. Okay, original speed is how much? 3 into 10 to the power 8. Now we have got the velocity of light in glass medium is how much? 2 into 10 to the power 8. Now what is the total change? How much the total change is? From air to glass, or that velocity of light changes from air to glass. What is the total change? This, if we actually minus it from the original value was how much? 3 into 10 to the power 8. And actually we have got the value of velocity of light in glass, how much? 2 into 10 to the power 8. Just minus it, you are going to get 1 into 10 to the power 8, or simply 10 to the power 8. Now we will actually calculate the percentage change. Okay, is equal to, the change is how much? Total change 10 to the power 8, right? Obviously, right? And what is the original value of velocity of light in air? It is 3 into 10 to the power 8 into 100 percentage. Cut this down, 10 to the power 8, you are going to get 100 by 3, right now, percentage. If you solve this, you are going to get 33.3 percentage. Okay, so this is one important question too. So try to solve this kind of questions. Okay, once you are able to solve this kind of questions, you are going to excel in kind of any problem that you are going to give that board exam. So sometimes in case of board, what if you never think that all the questions is going to come directly. So they will actually give some concept-based questions too. Before that, you have to actually understand the concept. So to understand the concept, you just watch my videos. Okay, I have actually completely cleared all the parts of this light lesson. Okay, from reflection to refraction. Okay, from mirror formula to lens formula. Okay, image formation by mirrors to image formation by the lenses. All the things I have actually covered. This new term, there is nothing but the refractive index. Again, I actually covered. Okay, but when we actually try to solve these kind of problems, we are going to get some new problems like these problems. Okay, these formulas we are going to get actually, right? So these kind of things are actually quite necessary. Okay, so never skip these things. Okay, before trying to solve some kind of problems, okay, you just have to clear your concept about that. Okay, by the way, in the last video, you should not conduct any kind of quiz competition, maybe, right? So here we will actually conduct one quiz competition for you, right? So, but before that, we will actually announce the names of the winners of that last quiz competition. Okay, so wait for that. It's the time to solve actually the last quiz question. Okay, this is the last quiz question that is actually given, that give a proper situation where the Snell's law is going to fail. Okay, so first we have to actually understood that what is actually Snell's law give. Snell's law give that refractive index n equal to sine of angle of incidence by sine of angle of refraction. This is the main Snell's law, right now? Snell's law. Now, we will consider one glass slab. This is one glass slab. This is the normal. Okay. If the incident normally, okay, what is going to happen? This is going to be the incident ray. That means what we can say, the incident ray is going to make 0-degree angle with the normal. That means then we are going to get the angle of incidence equal to 0. Okay, once the angle of incidence becomes 0, or if the incident ray incident normally, that ray pass through the glass slab or will pass through the glass slab undeviated. That means the ray will pass like that. Okay, the ray will pass like that. That means what is going to happen? There is no refraction. Though mathematically you have to say that the angle of refraction is equal to 0, because it is again that reflected ray is making angle 0-degree with the normal. But this is not actually refraction, but mathematically you have to say that it is going to be refraction, or that refracted angle is going to be 0. That is r equal to 0. Once I equal to 0 and r equal to 0 occurs, what is going to be in case of the Snell's law? Sine of 0 by sine of 0. But remember one thing, you cannot cut like this. You are going to get 0 by 0. Okay, and this 0 by 0 is going to have no actually meaning. That means what you can say that this is the proper actually scenario where the actually Snell's law is going to fail when the incident ray actually, this is the incident ray, right? In the incident ray incident normally on the surface of a glass slab, okay? And mathematically we have to say that the angle of incidence and angle of refraction have to be 0, okay, to that actually Snell's law is going to fail. Okay, or reversely we can say that if Snell's law have to fail, okay, there's only one condition, and that condition is nothing but the incident angle I and angle of refraction have to be 0. And when it will be 0? When the incident ray incident normally on the reflecting surface or reflecting surface or the glass surface, that anything you can actually consider. Okay, this is the main scenario. Lots of students have actually given me answers, but few students have actually mentioned this thing, I equal to 0 and r equal to 0. Okay, but those students have actually given me that concept that of the incident normally. Okay, even I will actually consider them as the winner. But if you actually represent this with a mathematical sign, that is I equal to 0 and r equal to 0, it becomes a more correct answer. So try to give this kind of answers like that. Try to represent it mathematically your answer. Okay, once you represent your answer mathematically, or if you become able to represent your answer mathematically, it becomes more prominent. Okay, so always try to do that. Okay, if it is only possible, if it is not possible to represent mathematically, it is not needed. But if it is possible to represent mathematically, then always try to represent it. Okay, so I will now just announce the names of the winners. Okay, okay, the first winner is Tritish Pritam. Okay, he gave the first answer. Then after that, Kaushik Thakuria. Sorry, not Kaushik Thakuria. Yes, Kaushik Thakuria. Full name is Kunal Kaushik Thakuria. After that, Hirakjyoti Haloi again give the correct answer. Then Tamanna Sekia give the correct answer. Then after that, Bisal Jyoti Kolita give the correct answer. Kaushika Ghosh give the correct answer. She actually mentioned this I equal to 0 and r equal to 0 concept. Even that Bisal Jyoti Kolita also actually mentioned that concept of I equal to 0 and r equal to 0 concept. And Tamanna Sekia also represent that I equal to 0 and r equal to 0 concept. Okay. So again, there is also winner Ananya Medhi. Then after that, Nikita Deka. Okay, Nikita Deka also actually mentioned that I equal to 0 and r equal to 0 concept. Disha Kolita again, she is the winner. He also represents I equal to 0 and r equal to 0 concept. And after that, Kolioliman, she again represent that I concept of angle of incidence and angle of refraction, which is going to be 0. After that, Ankur. Okay, they have also represent that answer. Okay, so it is good that you have actually revealed angle of incidence, angle of refraction concept. So always try to do like that. Okay, and I'm just happy that all of you who actually answered, all are winners. Okay, that means you have actually understood the concept of this refraction, refractive index, right? Snell's law, you have actually understood, and always try to do or give your answer. Okay, never fear to do that. Okay, once you actually become able to solve this kind of problems, you are going to get some knowledge, right? By the way, this is the time to actually move towards our today's quiz question. Okay, and that question is nothing but this one. Okay, this is a question that actually saying that when object moves closer to the convex lens, the image form. Okay, that means with the image which is going to form by it, that means that object which is going to form the image, it is going to be shift. First option is away from the lens, second option is towards the lens, third option is first towards and then away from the lens, and first away and then towards the lens. And I have to actually add answer with proper region. Which option is going to be correct? You have to write it down first, then you have to give the proper reason to that actually option. Okay, simple question. Okay, and try to give me that answer as soon as possible. Okay, but before that, watch the videos again regarding that refractive index or refraction regarding the image formation by the convex lens. You just have to first understand the concept, try to understand the concept, go through my videos. I made 2 videos maybe regarding that refraction part. So try to watch that video, then try to answer this question. Then you will be able to give the correct answer. Okay, and again solve these questions to that we actually discussed today. Okay, then I will meet you in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Okay, use proper mask and sanitizers. Okay, don't go outside if it is not needed. Okay, till then, just stay safe, and we're going to meet you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.